no-joke survival.
Preparations for the average family.
He's James Blackburn.
And he's Jason Hill.
And today's episode, we're talking about cool gadgets.
Which is why I'm dressed like a scientist today, because a lot of scientists maybe helped create some of these things.
What are you talking about today? You dress like that all the time. You're just a big nerd.
Yeah, I am a nerd, and I'm proud of it.
But we have a special guest that's going to come in and help us to describe the uses of some of these products. So let's go ahead and bring them in.
All right.
Do your Sasquatch Danny call.
Danny. That was pretty weak, wasn't it?
I hear this kind of...
I laugh every time I hear that.
I don't think it'll ever get old. Anywho, we have our guest, Randy. Randy, come on in. This is Randy Ferrin. I'm talking about some cool gadgets while I finish the beginner's box.
Randy Ferrin.
I'm off.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, fellas.
So we're doing cool gadgets today, and we brought you on because you also have a love for cool gadgets like we do.
Of course.
And they're so much fun. Let's go ahead and kick this off with the solar panel and talk a little bit about what you can do with this.
Well, if you have anything that needs recharging, as long as you've got sunlight and the proper connections with the panel, you can pretty much recharge anything.
Yeah, and this particular model has these attachments so you can put rechargeable batteries in here. So if you have flashlights or GPS or anything that takes batteries, you can recharge them out in the field. It also has an attachment to where I could charge my ham radio and have constant communications also, which is
nice.
really, really good. So if you're out for an extended trip, you just charge as you go and you don't have to carry a ton of batteries and stuff.
Nice. So you could be on a really long backpacking trip and recharge anything that has batteries in it, you know, and not have to be near an actual electrical source. Very cool.
And what's really cool about this, where we live, is we have like 310 days of sunshine a year. So this is really applicable here. If you lived in maybe the Pacific Northwest where you have 310 days of cloud,
Not going to work so much there.
Yeah, it might not work so good.
then you have to use a different technology. But that works really good for products. So
Okay. Well, what
charging
else
them.
do we got here that we can talk about here? How much I love gadgets.
Yep. This is one that I really like a lot because I do a lot of camping, and that's merino wool.
Yep, that stuff's great. They pretty much make everything out of it. Long underwear, normal underwear, socks, jackets.
What
Pretty
makes
much
this
everything.
different from like the wool that we used to have that was all thick and scratchy?
It's a whole lot softer, a lot more comfortable. You can wear it against your skin, no itch. And also it's antimicrobial, so it doesn't start to stink like a lot of the synthetic clothing.
Nice.
Which is one of those things when you go camping, it's just kind of inherent. You try to stay clean, but you're out hiking
Yeah.
and sweaty. You'll last longer, and
It won't offend your campmates as much. With,
And I also
merino wool.
understand that this insulates a little bit better when it's wet than wool.
Well, it's about the same as wool,
About the same
but
as wool?
Cotton, when cotton's wet,
Okay, cotton. Yeah, that was
they
the
say
one I was
cotton-
thinking of.
Cotton
So.
kills in the
Yeah.
cold. You'll
Right.
actually end up colder wearing cotton than you would if you were buck naked and wet.
that's right.
So
this will help out even wet. It'll still keep you somewhat
yeah,
insulated.
it'll
so.
keep you warm even
Nice.
wet.
Yeah, neat stuff. And they make all kinds of products. Sweaters, long underwear, you name it.
Yeah.
Gloves, hats, mittens, socks. So
Interchangeable.
I don't know if they have a size for your Sasquatch feet. But,
I don't know either. They're pretty massive. I wear like a size 32. So what else we got on here?
The stove. I like these little portable stoves because this one will take lots of different types of fuel.
Yep,
You
that
wanna
one
tell
will
us about
take
that?
white gas, diesel, or gasoline. You can toss it all in, just a change of the nozzle inside, and you're using something else to cook with.
Even like grain alcohol, if you can get it lit, will work in here.
And kerosene.
And the other great thing about these is altitude.
Yeah, this one, if you have one of the smaller canister stoves, they don't work great at high altitude just because of pressures or in the extreme cold. This one, you create all the pressure yourself by pumping in, so if you start to lose pressure, you just sit there and pump a whole bunch more, and you got more pressure.
Yeah, it
It'll
makes a
work.
difference here where we can have elevations over 10,000 feet. And if you're up there
Yeah.
camping and you need to get a fire lit, you do that. And that's another thing too, is weather. If you get into like a rainstorm or something, you can't find any dry material for a campfire, if you can find a cave or some sort of natural shelter, you can still pull that out, boil some water, get some heat from it, and
I can
Stay
tell you,
warm and
I've been in my tent on a few camping trips when it rained all day, and have this thing right outside in the vestibule, and you can cook away, lay in your tent, and still have food.
Yep, been there.
and lightweight too.
Yeah, very lightweight.
That's the nice thing about all these products is they're lightweight. Here's another lightweight one. You were playing with that when
Yes,
you came
that was
in.
in segment 1. This is our little human-powered flashlight, which I love. I have one at home just to play with it because it's so much fun, but it also could help you in an emergency situation.
Yeah, anything that's human-powered. In fact, here's another human-powered product that I highly recommend, especially for natural disaster or crisis, is a way of getting some form of communication. If the power goes out and you lose your TV, you can't get news reports, well, you can with a radio. And again, you don't need batteries for this because it just cranks up. And so you can get your weather reports, and it'll also give you some peace of mind because you can, if there's a radio station going, you can listen to some radio, and it's kind of comforting.
Yeah.
And if you hit a good station, you can do some two-step in or a nice waltz in the dark while
of
you're
course.
waiting for the power
Yeah.
to come back.
I waltzed right into a tree last week. It was awesome.
That's for your two big left Sasquatch feet.
Yes.
I'm going to run with that joke, just so you know.
Go for it. I am a Sasquatch, or at least part Sasquatch.
All right, what else we got? Water filters. Water filters have come a long way. They're getting smaller, lighter, faster, better.
Stronger.
Stronger.
But like this one here, you find your water source out in the field, put it in here, throw the filter on, and boom, you have drinkable water.
Instant drinkability.
And you can just roll this up, stick that in your pack, and it's just real small and lightweight.
Yeah, that one itself is very lightweight, and I really like the Sawyers just because they're very versatile and so lightweight. You're just never gonna forget it.
Yeah,
Throw it
just-
in, and it's not taking up any space, and weighs pretty much nothing. So you always have it with you.
Nice.
Just in
Okay.
case.
Well, we have these items, but we also have some items in our beginner's box. So
Yes.
we should call in Danny so we can go
should.
over those.
All right, Danny, where are you? We got a beginner's box
Danny!
moment. Beginner's
No
box,
Sasquatch
beginner's
this
box.
time.
Woo!
Yay,
Right?
beginner's box.
I was waiting
So-
for the Sasquatch call, and
Oh, thank you.
we didn't get it.
Oh, thank you. I feel complete. So this beginner's box itself is kind of sparse just because there are so many other items that we were already talking about. But something that we had touched on in an earlier episode, waterproof matches. And as I had almost said once upon a time, windproof matches, and they are that too in a sense. But you can have these pretty much wherever, whenever you need them. They're really great.
And just real quick, I love these so much because these are ones where you could like dip them in water and pull them out, and they still stay lit.
Yep.
So even if it's raining, you get.
do you
fire.
do you do that just for entertainment?
I do.
imagine? Yeah.
I'm easily amused.
And speaking of water, as this one I used to win the contest of
Yes,
a
she
previous
did.
episode, as far as water purification, you just dunk that guy in, take a drink, you're good to go for those shallow ponds and whatnot.
And also
So-
lightweight too, right, Jason?
Yeah, and what is it that makes these so good? The material that's in here, Randy.
Charcoal.
Yeah, the charcoal
Just
carbon.
Pretty much sucking it through charcoal, which might not taste the best in some of them, but you're
It'll
gonna
save your
have
life.
clean, drinkable water, at least for a short time with the life straw, and at least enough time to get out of whatever situation you're in, or get some water for boiling or something like that.
Nice.
Right.
And I think these do up to 20 liters, so that's a nice little drinkable
Yep.
source.
So here we have essentially basically a wound care kit. You can use this out in the field. All you have to do is just kind of pour it on. And I'm not as familiar with this as I'd say probably
Yeah.
you two are, so I'm
Randy.
going to hand it away. here.
Yeah,
These
if
are pro.
you're bleeding a whole lot with this, you just dump it right onto the cut, and it kind of forms a clot and makes it kind of sticky, and then dries, and pretty much just creates a seal right over where it's at.
Nice.
And that's important because if you're out in the field and you get injured, you're not close to medical attention, that loss of blood, you're losing fluids.
Yep.
And so you want to stop that bleeding as quickly as possible and get it wrapped up so that you retain as much of your fluids as possible, correct?
Definitely. You don't want to go into shock or anything like that. The more fluid you lose, the worse off you're going to be,
Gotcha.
because you've got to build all that back up, and that's going to take time.
So for an emergency, lightweight and very effective.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks. I'll hold on to that one. And this one, as we have a few different forms of flashlights, this one here is a solar-powered flashlight, and it's pretty self-explanatory. All you have to do is get it in the sun, and it's good to go for after a bit. So this guy, it wouldn't quite fit in the box,
Oh,
so I'm
we
just
got-
going to
we got one more in
scooch
here.
this.
Don't
Oh,
forget
right.
him.
I won't forget. There's a little.
Look how cute he is.
Here's
Tiny
a little,
Yes.
well, you know, little LED flashlight. Woot woot. But now that we haven't forgotten him, this, just to touch on very briefly, is a Gerber. What is it? It's
a
called just
Gerber
a
car kit,
car
yeah.
kit. And I'm gonna set this back down here real quick. See if I can pop her open. But this has got all kinds of different quick essentials. You know, shovel. There's an auto escape hammer, flashlight.
Axe, multi-tool, wire cutters, saw, shovel, first aid kit.
Very cool.
And yeah, we want to thank Gerber for sending it because this is really neat. It's got so many items compressed into one small package that are so important for survival.
You know exactly where it's at.
Yeah, these things are the
Come
best.
back after the break, everybody, and we're going to have another fun contest.
Oh yeah, that was pumpkins.
Pumpkins. Pumpkins.
Yeah.
That's a cool tool.
Well,